Okay, so in Learning Objective 2 and Learning Objective 3, we're going to discuss an alternative way to solve an optimization problem, which is via marginal analysis. So what exactly is marginal analysis and why should I care about it, right? So we were able to use total value or net benefit perfectly well to solve our problem of which apartment should we rent. So why do we need another way? The answer is that most of the decisions we make in our lives occur on what economists call the margin. And so, what we mean by on the margin is we're thinking of adding or subtracting one more of something or a small amount of something. So, when you make your decisions about how much time to spend on Facebook, you typically don't sit down at the beginning of the week and say, how much time do I want to spend on Facebook this week? And I'm going to analyze the total benefit of all of my options against the total cost and decide which one brings me the highest net benefit. No, what we do is we spend some time on Facebook and then we decide, do I want to spend one more hour on Facebook? That's a marginal decision. Do I want to take one more of something? So marginal analysis is analyzing the benefits and costs of adding one more. And so we've got a few terms here to keep track of. One of these terms, marginal benefit, is simply defined as the change in my total cost from having one more of something. Sorry, change in my total benefit. Change in total benefit from adding one more. That's the marginal benefit. Similarly, the marginal cost is the change in total cost from adding one more. And I've got this rule written down here that says we will always be better off adding that additional item, whatever it is, as long as the marginal benefit from adding it exceeds the marginal cost. So let's go through an example. So we'll have a few examples of this to get the hang of it. So here I've kind of constructed a simple example where, let's say we own a pizzeria and we sell pizzas. That's where we get our total benefit from, is the revenue we make selling pizza. We have to hire workers to make the pizza, and that brings us some cost. So what I've done here is I've said, okay, how many workers do I want to hire? 10, 11, or 12. And we've got the total benefit from each of the options and the total cost. What we did previously, learning objective 1, was we would just calculate the net benefit and then find where that's the highest. Now, that still is a perfectly valid way to do it. We're going to explore a different way. So let's just do that because we've done it before. I'm going to calculate the net benefit to sort of benchmark where our decision would be. And we'll see that the marginal analysis gives the same decision, just in a different way. So the net benefit, total benefit minus total cost, 100 minus 45 is $55. 120 minus 60, $60. 130 minus 75 is back to 55. So if I did it this way, with net benefit, I would say we should hire 11 workers. That gives us the highest profit or net benefit. All right, let's try it with our marginal analysis, where I'm going to calculate the marginal benefit and the marginal cost of each option, and I'm going to continue adding workers as long as the additional benefit exceeds the additional cost. So I can't do anything here for the very first row, 10 workers. I don't know what was happening at 9, so I can't calculate that. But I can ask, what's the marginal benefit of adding the 11th worker? The marginal benefit is the change in my total benefit. The change in my total benefit is 120 minus 100, or $20. So by adding the 11th worker, I add $20 to my benefit. Now, what happens when I add the 11th worker in terms of total cost? Well, my total cost increases from 45 to 60, and so my marginal cost is $15. What we notice is that the additional benefit of hiring the 11th worker exceeds the cost. And so we would say, yes, we should go from 10 to 11 workers. It will increase our net benefit. And we see that exactly it does. So just notice, by the way, the increase in net benefit is $5 from 55 to 60 is exactly the difference in my marginal benefit and marginal cost. So I can subtract those two and know exactly how my net benefit will change. As long as it's positive, my net benefit has to be increasing. Okay, so what about from 11 to 12? What's my marginal benefit? Well, my marginal benefit is the change in total benefit. 130 from 120 is an extra $10. So I hire the 12th worker, I'll get an extra $10 in benefit. What's the marginal cost? 75 minus 60 is still 15. So notice now the marginal benefit is less than the marginal cost. So if I hire that 12th worker, my net benefit is going to go down. And that's exactly what we see here. So if I optimize on the margin by continuing to add, as long as the marginal benefit exceeds the marginal cost, I'm still going to stop at the 11th worker. And so all I need to remember is that simple rule. As long as the additional benefit exceeds the additional cost, continue adding. Stop once we've gone the other direction. So we'll come back in the next video and we'll look at how to use this marginal analysis to solve our problem of finding the optimal apartment.